Polls are just polls. They're not destiny. Don't get too excited. But that said, to the extent that you could get excited about polls, we've got some exciting polls for you. Let's take a look at this. You're gonna see the quick movement ever since Joe Biden dropped out of the race. You see Joe Biden plummeting after that debate performance. And now here comes Harris. And in that tracking poll, she is up by 3 points. This is NPR's PBS News Marist. And it is a stunning turnaround to now be up 3 points over Trump. The last time they did this back on July 23rd, Trump led Harris 46-45. And I think that's one of the most important things. We got some other fascinating details here. It isn't just that you have a 4-point swing. It's that the 4-point swing isn't from Trump Biden to Harris Trump. It was already Harris at that point, and yet she still managed to move up 3 points. So that is pretty amazing.
A storm is tearing up the digital media industry. Only our audience can save us in these difficult times. Help us reach our goal of 100,000 new members at tyt.com/team.
More amazing, I think, is when you dive past the the headline version of this and get into where this movement is coming from. And I want you to take a look at the swings among certain demographics. So for Harris, up 31 points among Black voters, 23 points among independents. Independents is one of those groups that people are really worried that Biden was really slipping on and Donald Trump might have an opening to take over independents. That does not appear to be the case anymore. You see a 7-point movement among Latino voters and even a 6-point movement among white voters. And that's gonna throw, I think, a lot of you for a loop because you're gonna think, well, don't all white voters vote for Trump? No, white men who didn't go to college are overwhelmingly for Donald Trump, but there are other demographics and she's doing very well amongst them. So in particular, college educated women have really flocked to Kamala Harris. They were already more likely to support Joe Biden, but I think for fairly obvious reasons having to do with vigor in prosecuting the most important issues of the race, they like Harris more. And that is really important too, because the only path Donald Trump has to the presidency or the Republican Party ever does is running up the numbers amongst white voters. They don't even barely make a play for anyone else. And so if Harris can consolidate different subgroups among white voters, then that can make it very difficult for Donald Trump to get elected. And now if we move away from the actual race to just favorability, the VP is viewed favorably by 47%, unfavorably by 50. So that is net negative, but it's way better than Joe Biden was doing. And bear in mind, her unfavorables are gonna be pretty high. Every Republican is gonna hate her. And it's been a difficult 4 years. So there's still gonna be some Democrats who aren't yet won over. But her net approval is -3. It's up from -24 back in May. So that is a lot of movement. And part of it is her being the candidate. Part of it is that a variety of different things in America have improved over the past few months. But a lot of it is just the improvement of the vibes. She gets people excited, and so they're gonna view her more favorably. Now, Donald Trump also made gains in favorability. But for him, since May, that's before the assassination attempt, very importantly, he moved from -17 to -8. So he did move up. He got a boost from the fact that people thought he was brave for some reason coming out of the assassination attempt. And even then, he is still more negative than Harris. And that's with Harris only having campaigned for like a week and a half at this point. So that is very good news. Now, I wanna show you some other polls. You have the newest Marquette Law School poll. General election has Harris up by 4. That is great movement. The Dems had been down the last time they did it. And then once you throw in third party candidates, Harris is up by 6. So Kennedy getting 9 points. That's Kennedy doing better than he does in most of these polls recently. Jill Stein at 2, Cornel West at 1. The net effect of all of that is that Harris gains. I think that's also already narrowly on getting out of the margin of error. But once you throw in the third party candidates, it definitely is. That's great news. And as a result, we can say confidently that she now leads in all major polling averages. So again, polls are not the end of the day, like the end of the story. You still have to actually win, and polls can change. That's what we're demonstrating right here. But if you are feeling excited, There is a reason that you're feeling excited, and there's a reason you should feel excited. We are miles away from where we were in terms of how this campaign was likely to go, literally just 2.5 weeks ago. There's reason to be excited. And I know that you're probably seeing people. Maybe you're hearing them in your regular life. Maybe you're seeing them on social media. You're certainly seeing some of them on TV. They're telling you, don't be excited. Being excited is bad. It lowers the chance that she wins. No, don't be like fatalistic. Don't be passive. Don't be that, obviously. Don't ever be that. But be excited, okay? And be excited based on the facts. And if I could just jump ahead to our last graphic 6. This is Nate Silver's model. Now, obviously, Nate Silver has not always, aced these things or whatever, but I think that his models over time show something. And you see there that Harris has also taken the lead in that. But also importantly, you see RFK Jr.'s average support dropping over time, kind of like in a couple different steps. He had been in the teens, and now he's averaging about 5% for some reason. I don't know. Maybe it's bear related. I don't know. But his political fortunes are looking a little bit grisly. That's what I would say. Thanks for watching our video. Did you know that you can support our show by becoming a subscriber? Just click the subscribe button and also ring the bell so that you get notifications when we're live or when we post new content.